All right, there we go. We're back. I don't know how that
can
happened.
Hear that. I can hear the audio. It popped on, not popped on, but I could hear the like it was.
You heard my vibrating. No, I mean we heard it just fine. It's just for some reason it got muted, and I don't know how that happened. So good morning, everybody. Now, has it been like this the entire time?
Tawana just put a like sign, thumbs up. So
okay.
The show must go.
I know. I was going to say on. The show must go. That's not good. My mistake.
I don't want the show to go.
On, not go. But it must go too.
Oh man.
We are glitching.
Hot rolls. That's not
hot rolls.
Actually, it's cold.
So right now I've got us in front of the black screen. No, come on now. This is.
Is it a blame shift or is it just take it? Take it like a man or shift the blame.
Well, I'm not going to shift the blame on anybody. It's just technology. You can't really depend on it. So I'm actually, change is difficult, and that's where I got this. All right, let's see if I can do this. All right, merge. All right, so change is difficult. That's what we got as a title for today. And the reason is because there's a lot of things going to be changing around here. Mm-hmm. Our day-to-day, we're not going to be doing as much here. I am in the process of working on a pre-recorded show that will start airing on here. I'm going to try and do it once a week. I'm going to do as best I can. It's going to be a barbecuing show. Right. Teaching you the proper way to smoke meat and to like grill meat. Because someone says I'm a great griller, but they burn everything. Good grilling is not burnt grilling. You know what I mean? So if you're one of those types of people that you're like, oh, I'm a great griller, and everything that you pull off of there is like meat jerky with burned crisp stuff. Oh. Now, I heard there was one guy that does it, and he goes, oh, that's not burnt, that's blackened.
There's a difference between blackened and burnt.
Well, his stuff always tastes burnt. So I think for Thanksgiving, we might have a smoke-off and see who does the best turkey. I don't do fried turkey. I don't like fried turkey.
Who does fried turkey?
A lot of people do fried turkeys for Thanksgiving. And what they do is they sacrifice flavor for juiciness, which I understand. But my smoked turkey has it's sweet and savory, and it's absolutely juicy. Even a week later, you pop it in the microwave, and it still just pours out juice. How I do it.
When you do that, that it's been, properly smoked. Have you ever cooked this turkey and put it in the ground like the Pilgrims used to? A pastor friend of mine did that.
So you basically burn a whole bunch of stuff in. You burn a whole bunch of stuff in the ground like overnight, and sometimes longer than that. So you get the ground around it really, really hot, and then you put it in a special cloth and bury it, and then the residual heat actually cooks it slowly.
Yes.
And so when you dig it up, which if you're not careful, you end up with dirt all over it.
Yep. So when you dig it up, don't sprinkle dirt on it.
Don't sprinkle dirt on it. That may add a little bit of texture.
And some protein. Oh man, yeah. He did that, and I was like, "You're doing what?" And he did. The church actually did that, and they said it went well.
They used to call it putting a hog in the ground. So again, change is difficult. It was something that it was not easy for us to come with a decision on it. Starting the show is difficult, Rooster says. Tawana, the show must go. First week back to work, Stephanie Brown said. Steve McAllister and Johnny Rooster are watching with you.
Yes, Stephanie, after
Hang
having a long hiatus,
there
she's back to work.
With
Yay.
us.
Good for you, Steph.
The glitch
The glitch is real.
should be better soon.
Glitch is not.
We're just
All right.
a glitching.
You know, I'm just going to keep on going like we're not glitching at all because we're going to be recording, so we'll be able to upload this later. And I'll, you know, so I'm doing a class. I'm learning new stuff.
Right.
I am learning about information technology. I am going into information technology support, and I'm going to get a Google Career Certificate.
Wow.
And I'm on week 2. Right now I'm learning about the hardware that goes into these computers and how they work and what is going on. It's super confusing.
I'm sure it is.
There is, you know, people who say, you know, oh, I got to clear my cache. That's so non-important to people, the cache files. But
right.
it's actually the cache files that allow your computer to work quickly. Because what it does is it stores, all right, so if it has to navigate the main memory on your computer, it takes a long time for it to find the address of whatever program or whatever line of code it's looking for. So when it does find it, it stores it, and cache is like the most recent, mostly used memory. And so what it does is it adds like a zip code, if you will, to tell you where the lines of code on the main memory are, the address bus and things like that. So that way, when you go to do something that you've done before, it checks the cache to see if there's the instruction lines of code in there. And if they are, they grab that. And then that also takes them to the physical address of the actual memory, which is on the chips.
Wow.
And it's crazy. I learned how to read binary, ones and zeros.
Wow.
And that was really cool once I figured that out. It's almost like cracking code. Good morning, Dwayne Long.
Good morning, Dwayne.
Good morning, Becky Green.
Yeah, Becky said she was going to be trying to be on this morning. So, yay, Becky. By the way, that was awesome fajitas yesterday.
Fajitas.
And Rachel really enjoyed it. They packed up a thing for us to take home, and
Rachel, they were so good.
Oh yeah,
fajitas with the refried beans and the Spanish rice. That was, I don't know, it was like chopped up.
Yeah, I've never seen rice like that. It looked like grain.
It did. Well, I mean, usually rice looks like grain.
Rice is grain,
but it was like chopped up.
Yeah,
like maybe
fine.
They blended it or something, and it was real fine. It was delicious.
It was, and it was good with the refried.
I love
beans.
fried rice.
And then, and then some people are throwing cheese on top of it and throwing it all over the counter.
Oh yeah. Well, the cheese was sticking to the tongs they had.
Yeah, I know. And so they're like, "Wow."
I just took my finger and I was like,
"Yep." I guess I did the same thing.
So we got Johnny Rooster's going to be on after us today. This is one of his 3 last shows for this week because Rooster is no longer going to be producing anything from here. And everybody, I still have to talk to some people about the loss of their show. So like Tuesdays. Well, there are people that aren't showing up a lot and things like that. That, obviously that's a hard decision to make.
Poor Susan, I guess she's doing
A-Bar,
okay.
she's doing so much. She's got so much going on.
Yeah,
It'll
she's
probably
doing well,
alleviate the stress that she's got going on.
And
so
Dawn,
we're praying for her.
And Dawn moved to Texas.
Dawn did move to Texas. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they actually finally moved.
Well, they're in the process. If they haven't moved already, they're in the process. And then Dana, I don't know what I know she bought a place or got a place, but that has nothing to do with
It's all going to work out for the good of those who love God and are called according to His purpose.
And with my show,
right?
things, when I say the format's going to stay the same, but there are going to be changes with my show, but it'll be great. So mine will be probably the only live show for a while.
Yours will be the only show for a while. Oh, because of Randy, right?
Right. Yeah, I don't even know if Randy's coming back. I mean, he could surprise us, but right now it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
For him to come
Well,
back.
I think we should just alleviate that stress from him. So
Because he wonders.
because he feels bad whenever he can't make it.
Yeah.
Now, one of these days, we're going to have to pre-record a couple hours.
That's fine.
So that way, if there's a day that you can't make it, we can just play the video.
Yeah, that's fine.
And
I've already talked to some of my friends and told them, I said, I don't know the details.
who
and
are we
won't know the
visiting
details.
on your show this week?
What?
From Ted's Escondido?
What?
I don't know. That's Pastor Paul.
I know. I saw that, and I'm like, what?
I am.
Who's going to be my guest this week?
Yep.
Dr. Marla Woodmancy.
Dr. Marla
Woodmancy.
Woodmancy. That's
Yeah.
fancy.
Yes, it is. And she's
What does she do for? What kind of
She-
doctor is she?
she's a ministry. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's psychology.
Has she been on here before?
No. No, actually, she was on another show, and I think she was on with Susan Abar on her show one time, but I don't know. She's never been on another show. She had her own radio spot for about 15 minutes.
Becky said it was num. It was num.
Yes. Oh, you mean yes.
So the audio isn't glitching, is it? It's the video only that's glitching, right? Is the audio okay? So if the audio is okay, we can always just, go to black screen.
That's right. I don't. Well, I was going to say I don't look good in black, but I can't. I did see it a little bit, and it did look all right.
So So I've got some really cool. Let's see. There's got to be. I'm trying to find. There's a way to.
Oh, I got it. Ted's Escondido. That's where the fajitas came from. The meat.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's so good.
Like Becky said, num.
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 There's got to be I'm trying to find. Let me try this. It would be
Mrs.
a
Rooster's
title.
watching.
Mrs. Rooster's watching.
Yes.
Multi-view, text, ticker, timer, scoreboard, all, social. Nope. Let's see what social is. I think you can pull up. Well, see, now I'm curious.
So
Username.
Jeff with a G and Peggy will be on Wednesdays. Is that
Message.
maybe?
Peggy with a P.
Peggy with a P. What now?
Peggy with a P and Jeff with a G. No, so they may be changing days again. Is that it? Is that what I'm hearing?
They might be. Yeah.
Change is difficult.
And around here, after so many years of doing the same thing, change can be and will be difficult.
Wow.
So I'll be pre-recording some things myself. I think it's a good idea just in case.
From photo, front name, title. I'm trying to.
Anyways, she's a doctor. Dr. Marla is I've got the website that I'm going to send to you so that you can put her banner up and put the banner up and everything for Wednesday. So I've got it. Her husband was my physician, ER physician, a few times.
I'm trying to see. Do we have that here? Do we have a bar here? What is SRT?
Yes, I'm
learning some
realize
stuff
that.
on the air.
Becky, thank you.
What now? What's going on?
Oh, Becky just said that's where the meat came from was Ted's, and I was wondering. I thought that's Ted's Escondido, and then that's the name of the
Yes,
restaurant.
Ted's Escondido. Love that
See.
stuff.
Where is that anyway?
Where is that, guys? Is that I don't know. It was super tender and juicy and delicious.
Really delicious.
I really enjoyed it. It was great.
I could have had another one, but I did. I took it home, and we had another one last night. Rachel really, she's like, "Wow, who'd cooked this?" I said, "I have no idea." At first, she was thinking it might have been Brenda and or Becky, and I'm like, I don't know. I didn't want to say yes, but I'm sure you guys can do a good job. So,
Are you vibrating?
oh yes, I am. Well, no, my I'm not vibrating, but my phone is.
Yep, both. That's where Becky Green. So, let me get this out of the way. I shouldn't have that just sitting out there. My vape. I was trying to figure out, and if I can't remember how I did that. There should be a color thing to make it look like. Here we are. So,
by the way, I'm not done with doctor's appointments yet. They're just follow-ups for now, so let's just keep it follow-ups. And
like if you wanted to do this, check this out. We could continue talking, but there's the video right there. See, I got the
all right,
yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that great?
back in black. Oh, well, that's black screen. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, but they still can't see us. Now they can. Hey, all right.
Hey,
Welcome.
we're
Change is difficult. Now, see, I'm probably going to spend the next 4 days after this just playing around with stuff, learning wacky, wild stuff. Hey, you caption IDs somebody talking about Thanksgiving and burnt in meat. Yeah, we were talking about people burning meat and calling themselves good grillers. Well,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
and I've seen numerous people. I mean, and I get it. If some people, my dad used to love it burnt, and he used to absolutely just love it burnt. Like he'd always burn a little extra on his burgers or dogs or what have you. But some people, you know,
my mother-in-law loves charcoal hamburgers. She likes it. She calls it hockey puck special.
who?
You know, burnt. My mother-in-law. When I say former, she passed away. She used to like hamburgers, but they would be charbroiled or charred, and I was like, "What? Why? You're taking away all the good meat when you burn it." But you know, sometimes burnt meat can be tasty depending on what it is. Have
Yes.
you burnt tips? I've
burnt
had
burnt ends on like ribs and stuff.
Yeah,
burnt ends and bacon.
Yeah, I've
Burnt
had
ends on
that.
bacon.
Really crisp bacon.
Hey, you caption IDs. Someone else.
But don't burn. For some reason, burnt marshmallows. Ooh,
See, I love burnt marshmallows.
when they flame up and
Yes, and then all of a sudden, if you launch them at somebody, they become what do they call that stuff? Napalm.
yeah,
I mean, it's very similar.
man,
So yeah, be patient with us today, folks. We're
burnt
glitching.
marshmallow toss.
Like you remember that movie Dennis the Menace
Yes,
when he's like, fling, and then it hits. What's that guy's name? He played in the Odd Cup or
Walter Matthau.
Walter Matthau. Hit him in the forehead. That was, you know, and that Dennis the Menace, when I was his age, when I was that kid, that's what they called me. Because I was just like him, just getting into trouble all the time, running around, bleached blonde hair, super skinny. I lived on the beach, basically. And so I was
How could you?
super hyper. People did not want to babysit me.
I used to watch the cartoons. That I watched the comic strip of Dennis the Menace.
Oh, I like those.
And then when they came out with the movie, I was like, "Say what? Really?"
Oh yeah, and that was a cute kid. That
It
was a cute
was.
kid. And Walter Matthau playing Mr. Wilson.
That
Was good.
he was a classic. Mr. Wilson is what he was.
Yeah, he was. Who have you got on today, Johnny Rooster?
I've got the lovely, the talented Darla Allison. She's a
Oh.
hairdresser in Bolivar.
Oh,
Is that the blonde?
The blonde.
he's got a couple of blondes that come
If
up
she
on his
wants to
show.
Change her hair color, it's her privilege.
Well, I wasn't sure because I saw the commercial, with the brunette and the blonde
There's
having
so
a
many.
taste test or something.
There are 8 co-hosts. Did you
Your caption says it's like Pilgrim. Sorry, our closed caption is weird. It's like it's auto generating closed captioning.
there's
Wow.
great things on there.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
not, it's not Thanksgiving yet.
Well, we were talking about turkey for Thanksgiving.
You
Yes,
say
that's true.
Pilgrim, they make you substitute a different word.
Yeah.
You can say pilgrim.
Now this
Yeah,
year
that's
I'm
true.
going to unveil how I make a Thanksgiving turkey on the
Okay.
smoker. And it's going to be an instruction. The hardest part about smoking meat is keeping it lit. And the grease it can get in your lungs. It's really not.
Do you have a black background on YouTube?
I did for a second.
Was curious.
You know,
See this. This is a black background right here.
You got a morning drive background on 8.
Yeah, but I can flip them back and forth. You see that?
The morning drive change is difficult.
yeah. I'm hoping that this Thanksgiving and Christmas is going to be different than last year.
What do you mean? Like,
I mean, as far as because of COVID and everything, I'm really hoping that families can get together like they couldn't really get together last year. It was almost just like a family only. It wasn't extended family.
Let's open everything.
Our closed captioning is trying to hear you, and it's not. It's funny. Oh no, continuing. This is
It's classic.
a week.
Change is difficult.
Oh.
Remember?
I know that does not work anymore.
Oh,
I need to get a new one. I need to get a new
It
wireless.
looks like
microphone.
a Mr. Microphone.
It does.
Well,
You-
only it was orange.
Do you remember those microphones back in the day that worked in over the radio?
Yep,
That's
I
back
had
in the
one.
80s. I got one of those for Christmas one year.
So did I.
And you stand next to an FM radio, and it's basically an FM transmitter, not a very powerful one at that. And you can sit there and sing along with all of your favorite stuff.
That was a
And,
commercial that they did with that for that.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. And we still got people hanging in there, man. You guys are great. I know it's glitching and it's probably irritating the backside off of you. But we'll get it. Hopefully, I'm not stressed out about it. We can't be stressed out about it. We'll be recording the next one as well. Just so
They call it mahogany meat.
mahogany meat.
That's what Becky just said.
Mahogany meat. It's now they call it mahogany meat.
Yeah. Then I'm like, wow, I never heard of that.
Mahogany. Isn't that like okay, mahogany meat. Now mahogany is a wood type.
Mm-hmm.
And now are we talking about the burnt meat? That's what they call mahogany meat, or smoked meat they call mahogany meat.
I'm not sure. What do you mean, Becky?
Yeah. It's always funny when someone's like, man, I'm the best griller, man. I'm the best griller. Man, you ain't got nothing on me. And then they hand you a hamburger and it's like, that should have been taken off the fire hours ago. But some people like that. I shouldn't be
Well-
so stuck up about
Don't be so stuck up.
I will see I'm a self-proclaimed pit master. That's what I call myself. And I think
You've proven it.
I'd like to think so. Everybody who had my pulled pork the other day, last week, said it was pretty good. And I didn't even get a chance to let it cure in anything. I just injected it and then threw it on the smoker. I don't like to inject it that much because that's the shortcut. I like to get my rub, and eventually I'll put a recipe out for numerous different rubs that you can use for different meats, and let it set for about 2 or 3 days with that rub on it. let it permeate, penetrate the meat, and then smoke it low and slow for like, if you got a 10-pound shoulder, pork shoulder, you'll have to end up smoking it on a lower heat around 12, 13, sometimes even 16 hours, depending on how much you got. I did an 8-pound roast, actually, and I did it for 12 hours. And it turned out pretty good, I thought. No, it's a...
Man, I can't believe we got 30 seconds.
what?